One, I hate that Zoom does that now because that doesn't make any sense as to why they do that. Like, why do that? I hate that. But you guys are ready?
She got to be heard.
I'm ready.
We're ready. We are here.
We're all ready.
New episode 2, Hot Take West, the podcast. Not gonna do it like old man Logan. He ain't here right now, so I'm doing it my way. Yo, we out here. That's the way I'm doing it. That's the best way I can think of doing it. I couldn't do it. I don't have any like catchy wrestling phrase. I am Joe Freeline, aka Joe Freeline III. As you can see, these are my compadres, my brothers. We are out here doing this second episode of the Hot Take West, the podcast. We have a lot to get into, so we're gonna do these fast and get right into it. No holding back. I ain't got time for the half stepping. We got to get into these. We got to get into this stuff. Okay. All right. I want to introduce Hot Take King. I'll say the Hot Take King. The Hot Take King. I'll give that to him. Whatever. I'll give him this moniker.
Wow.
Whiskey Sour.
That's a new one. That's definitely a new one.
Yeah.
Hot Take King.
Yep. Hot Take King. All right.
Spin that hot fire. And I'm just going to say this real quick right now. I'm going to be disappointed if all of these releases don't lead to WWE re-signing Diamond Dallas Page, so him and Matt Riddle can be the tag team called Bang Bros.
Why? That's, ladies and gentlemen, that's Ken Gardner. That is Ken Gardner, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sure some copyright's going to be on that.
That's Ken Gardner. And my homeboy, my bro, out here getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Out here with the J-Mo, not because his last name is Jameson or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But just because he likes the shit, Hennessy God, the wrestling God, my guy, Ill Will, King in the Black Robe. What's up, man?
Sometimes Kenny, God damn it, man, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday. I wasn't ready for the Bang Bros. You know what? That's why I fuck with. That's why I fuck with y'all. When we here, it's Sunday. We definitely got some stuff to cover because
I gotta put like a Bang Bros thing in here somewhere. You know that, right? Like
I have to.
Like I have no choice now. I have to like find a video where it's like Bang Bros and then just put it in there.
World famous.
DDP though.
Right. And then at the end of it, be like, there's no copyright or infringement or anything. Bang Bros is now the official affiliate of Hot Take Wrestling Podcast.
or Triple H want to, remember the time they put that cease and desist out on Meek Mill because he had dropped that diss to Drake on the Undertaker beat.
Yeah.
If they were smart, they'd bring back Velveteen and put him in the tag team with Rhea Ripley, call him Dream and Nightmare.
You can do this all day.
All right, that's all I got.
You sure got to relax.
And hear the soundbite with Meek Mill. Hold up, wait a minute. I'm just fucking. Look, this week in wrestling was crazy. All right, we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of these releases in a little bit. Let's have the appetizers for a little bit. Raw, NXT, AEW, Impact, SmackDown. If you guys had any highlights about those 5 wrestling happenings this week, now would be a good time to bring it up. KG, I'll start with you, bro. What you got this week? What some highlights? What some things you saw? Some things you enjoyed?
Well, one thing I thought was pretty funny was related to Raw, not actually. The We Want Wyatt chants, and so like Ronda Rousey compared those chants on Monday to 2018 at Extreme Rules when they were like chanting for beach balls during his match against Matt Hardy. But I was like, well, see, I get what she was getting at, but 2, it was just like not really, because you're comparing 2 cities that were 3 years apart. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, I get what you're saying, but I don't get what you're saying, because it's no different than Roman being over before this whole tribal chief gimmick in certain cities with the kids and everything. You'd be an idiot to say Roman never got a babyface pop before they flipped him. But other cities, he got booed out of the building.
Right.
So it's like to say, even though it's a more extreme example, when he had cancer, it's like, you can't sit here and be like, all of the fans hated Roman. You'd be an idiot to say that. I'm sorry.
Right.
But But actual on the show, I would say there was a lot going on, man. I'm trying to think of one match that really stood out. Because it was the previous week, I don't want to say it was like Riddle and John Morrison that really stood out. But this week, damn it. You know, I'm about to punt off and you have to come back to me. Because there was something happened on Raw. I'm just trying to remember. It was a long week, man.
Oh, I remember Raw.
Probably should have been in attendance. Usually we are. So maybe that's what's throwing me off.
That could be a reason.
CM Punk chance did break out, for the record, if anybody was wondering, because Raw was in Chicago. It did happen.
Yeah. It always happens.
It's like peanut butter and jelly at this point. Chicago and CM Punk chance.
I'm not gonna,
you thought they were dead, they're not.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I saw some things with Raw that kind of bothered me. One, the whole Goldberg thing. Like at one point I was on Twitter and everybody was like, Chicago, why are you cheering Goldberg? And then immediately when he started talking, they booed him. So it was just like, it's like we like what we like and we're fans of what we like. I think at one point on there, was that when MVP walked up to his son? Was that at that point? Am I thinking about
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So MVP walked up to Goldberg's son, who's like jacked and huge now for like 15, 16 years old. Holy fucking shit. And he got speared by Goldberg. He knew that was gonna happen. But I mean, that's to make the match interesting. To me, this is showing Brock what his match with Bobby Lashley potentially would look like. They're just like, listen, we did this with Goldberg. Look, we can make this a lot better with you. Just, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's all this really is. I don't really think Goldberg's a viable threat for the championship. You make it look like that. So, who knows?
I don't know why it just seemed like Goldberg is like consolation because they didn't get Brock for Bobby at SummerSlam. Because when you brought up his son, you know the first thing I thought about? His son was, what was that, 5 years ago when we first saw him? Goldberg was old then. 5 years later, he looked like one of us, and Goldberg is still old. Why the hell is Bobby Lashley facing him at like the most dominant like position he's been in his career? Like, it doesn't even look right. Like, if he doesn't squash Goldberg, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. That spear was cool that MVP got hit with or whatever, but that's it. And I really think we only cheer him in Chicago because of the interest, because I mean we like interests or whatever. But we know how we feel about him. Like the hardcore fans are in cities like Chicago, Philly, Atlanta, you know, the Florida cities, the Texas cities, California cities. Those were the fans that Ronda really was talking to. Cause yeah. I couldn't disagree with it because of that, but everybody else, like the little kids who chant who they're supposed to chant, can't really address them.
Yeah, I think what happens is as a consumer and as someone who like is in the actual crowds or whatever, we hear something and we go with it for a little bit in Chicago. Like we go with it. And it's not because we're in ultimate support of that person. Like, for example, I use a Kurt Angle example. When his entrance comes on, what's the first thing you say? You suck.
You suck. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Kurt Angle doesn't suck. He's always been a great fucking wrestler. We know he don't suck. We just know it antagonized him. And that's how that's how we know him, because we're synonymous with saying you suck with him whenever. So when Goldberg comes out, it's always going to be Goldberg. It's never going to be like
Goldberg.
Right. It's just,
I mean, they were saying Goldberg. No, they weren't. That's right.
Because at that point, for real, like seriously, there's nothing else we really gonna say, bro. Like we're not gonna say anything like, "Oh man, you deserve it." No,
Never.
We're never gonna say that to you. You are like 7 or 8 years from being on Social Security, bro. No, I'm not gonna give you a fucking championship at 62, 60. No.
And he never went to leg day.
So he done leg day.
Ever.
So has done leg day. Come
He
on.
never did leg day.
What did leg day? Moving on from that, KG, you got your
Oh yeah, it was. I would say that street fight with Nikki and Charlotte was pretty good. Or the no holds bar, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same thing in terms of rules. Whether you call it no holds bar, no DQ, street fight. I think they just get bored and just throw names out there, and it's like it's all the same stipulations. But anyway, yeah, that was actually pretty good.
I want them to stop telling wrestlers what finishers they can do, because Nikki's neckbreaker finisher is legit, not that crossbody bullshit.
Because she's not flying.
It doesn't make any sense.
Because she's almost a superhero.
Moving on to NXT. Moving on to NXT. Shit. I think something that I thought was pretty dope with NXT was just, I realized NXT can really mix it up. Like they can really be like really serious 1 minute and then really like hokey the next minute. You know what I'm saying? Like I really found that really refreshing this Tuesday in the midst of all this shit. Highlight for me for NXT is just the match with Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano, which makes me realize Johnny Gargano can wrestle anybody and still be good, which is probably why the meat and potatoes we talk about, why somebody got X'd. And then secondly, overall, just how well he's playing his character. So I'm a big fan of that. Ill Will, bro, what you got?
Personally, I'm liking how they're trying to build up the whole Samoa Joe, Regal, Karrion Kross angle. Even with the Dexter Lumis, Johnny Gargano match, the way they're still doing the storyline with Lumis and Indy Hartwell. And then they're planting seeds that the way it's going to break up. And that's like the last, I ain't going to say the last good faction in NXT, because Hit Row, I see something there. But those were the main things. Like, I enjoyed Cameron Grimes' storyline with LA Knight too. But other than that, that was it.
Heroes definitely supposed to be like death row records at this point. Can we at least admit that? Top Dollar's definitely supposed to be Suge Knight.
But he looked like Brodus Clay.
We all know who Pac is. And going back to that, he kind of does. Now that you mentioned it a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
He way better than Brodus, man. I'm glad for y'all.
Oh no, but at the same time, I heard, not to go too far off topic, but I heard Brodus was actually better than what they allowed him to show. Like he had like backing of like Bret Hart, Punk, and like Jim Ross. They're basically saying that like they dropped, not saying like he was like that dude, but they basically was saying that like that hokey stuff. They basically one-man gang. I'm not saying he was as good as one-man gang in the territories, but I'm saying like I heard he was like legit athletic big man where like they just gave him a dumb gimmick.
I could believe it. He did a crossbody as one of his moves, so that shows some type of difference in him for his size. I didn't see him doing the moonsault and breaking everybody's ass doing that, but I could see him doing little hyper moves for his size back then.
I mean, if Bret Hart if Mr. 4 out of 10 gives a stamp of approval, you know it must mean something.
Yeah.
So.
Bret Hart don't like nobody.
Oh yeah, he definitely doesn't like the challenger of the NXT Championship right now.
No.
But the highlights for me real quick, that Bobby Fish and Roger Strong match is pretty good. Which is ironic what we'll get into in a little bit.
Bobby Fish. Yeah, I don't even want to. Yeah.
So.
Not yet.
But and then one other thing I'm intrigued by is who's the third man that joins Thatcher and Ciampa to challenge Pete Dunne, Oney Larkin, and Rich Holland. Because there's got to be a third man. I mean, you could do a handicap match. I don't think they will, but maybe somebody from the UK gets called over.
Yeah.
And that Prime Target I enjoyed too, with Walter and Ilya Dragunov to hype their match. That was pretty good. So,
I think I was trying to kind of impede while you're talking about Brodus. I think Brodus won a television championship at NWA.
He did.
Shout out to
He
Dirty.
won it. I think it was Thursday.
Yep. Shout out to Dirty Heels, because Dirty Heels always keep me informed when I miss out on like NWA Impact. I really appreciate that.
Actually, I knew about it because at the time that all that was going on, I was interviewing Action Braxton at the time. He was trying to catch up on Impact at the time while that match was kind of like, you know, getting ready to come on, because the NWA Power was on the same night. And Titus, that's his name down there, he had beat Elijah Burke, the Pope. I know him. That's my guy. He just had a 290-day reign as TV champ. Dropped the belt to Titus. So that's the highlight for NWA Power for the week. That's the one thing I do know, besides that Melina is supposed to show up at Impact. They got something going on.
Yeah, she's supposed to wrestle Deonna Purrazzo at the All Women's pay-per-view for the Knockout Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got I think on top of that as well, they're showing off highlights of Slammiversary and stuff. And I think they're doing something with Moose, but they're really focusing on Moose. So that's something you guys want to look out for on Impact. Moose. That first off, yo, he's underrated. I didn't even realize how good he really was. Moose is fucking good.
Yeah,
Moose,
I heard both. Go ahead, Will.
I was gonna say Moose is good, and for a while he was like the attraction to Impact Wrestling, but really wasn't that many eyes on him. Like, didn't he have a year-long world title run or something close to that?
Yeah, but like he dressed like Bobby Lashley. He had a spear like Bobby Lashley. For a while, it was like, oh, this is just a new Bobby Lashley. But like his mat technique and his ability he's a bit more athletic, I would say, but he's more so a technician. Bobby Lashley's gonna kick your ass and beat the fuck out of you, but Moose is more so he's a tactician. He's a technician as well. Like he's tactful when he does this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more so a student of the game. Like Bobby Lashley's good at wrestling, but Moose is like somebody who studied wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like knows like feelings, vibes, all types of things, like telling the story, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I answer that. Like Bobby Lashley knows stuff too, but Moose is just like one of those people that like he probably like a wrestling historian. Like he knew that like the first match that Dusty Rhodes was in. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit.
Yeah, he was a fan of wrestling, and then he got a football background, so you know his training was probably something serious.
Oh yeah.
So I respect that about him.
With that.
Yes, I heard AEW and WWE were actually interested in him until he re-signed with Impact for a few years. So
I think he didn't want to change his style either, because I know one wants to change his style when they go anywhere, like to when people know them for what they are. Real quick, moving on. Let's move on to AEW. I am starting to realize that I have been hating on Chris Jericho because I'm starting to realize I don't give him enough credit. Chris Jericho is one of the fucking goats.
Definitely deserves to be in the conversation.
Yeah, he got to be in the conversation because some of the shit, because Hubertu was out of it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
No, he was. Like you could tell he was like waiting for him a couple spots. Like
Hoobie's out of shape. Okay, Hoobie is out of fucking shape. Okay, Hoobie juice is a dead thing.
The juice, baby.
That nigga's a slushy. That nigga was slow as fuck.
I'm done. Caught him in the slushy.
That nigga was not moving. He wasn't juice at fast as he was a fucking milkshake. That nigga was slow as.
He caught him in a malted.
If you're gonna be give him it was more like a smoothie.
Yeah,
it wasn't horrible because he got a little more weight on him, and he did do some new moves I never seen him do though. For his age, I thought that was pretty funny, like to see.
Yeah,
he's still wrestles,
Yeah, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
We call him the polar bear ice we used to get in North Riverside.
This nigga fucking icy. No, but like real shit. Like real shit. Like,
oh man,
they had a really good match. But the thing of it was, the really thing that really impressed me was like Jericho was like, he was carrying that match.
He was. No, it was bad. It felt like I said, you could see he was waiting for him on a couple spots. Like, come on, dude. Like,
right. And they got through it. And the thing of it was, they got through it so much that people didn't realize I had to watch it twice to be like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I looked at it. It wasn't as bad, but it was like out of 5 stars. It's 3. It's a 3. If that, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of the highlights for me too. They underwhelmed me with Wardlow and then MGF being the special referee because I know that shit just gonna be a disaster. That shit's gonna be like a good ass match, but it's gonna be like a disaster. Outcome turns out. But other than that though, it was some things that pretty much confused me too. Like for example, Hangman possibly leaving the Dark Order, or like not leaving the Dark Order, or not really with the Dark Order, or what the fuck is going on there, or whatever. I don't know how that's going to turn out. And then the end of the match, and then the last match of the night with Cody and Malachi Black. That was interesting to me too. But the thing of it was Malachi Black like saying I don't know. You'd have to watch it. You'd have to watch it because at that point, it's you got to watch it. You got to see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really, not to give any spoilers away, but it looks like Cody was going to retire.
Yeah.
But then Malachi
Cody got to record the Go Big Show. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Season 2, baby.
Because TNT re-upped. They re-upped. They're like you making good TV. You gonna get some money. You can't. Cody out here getting a bag. Right? But that's what I got from AEW. KG, what you got? Did you watch any of it?
I'm gonna piggyback off the whole Malachi Black thing. This is my hot take. I think maybe this is why they pulled him out of the main event. I think basically Malachi Black is gonna face Hangman, and Malachi Black's gonna join the Dark Order. They're gonna flip and turn heel because he kind of pushed the Dark Order away. They didn't push him away. Not saying they have to do that, but it would make a lot of sense. Because you're kind of because outside of the Pinnacle, you're kind of missing because Team Taz is still like a thing, but like his son don't really wrestle. So it's like, how many stables you really at? Because they're kind of like going away from. Well, they got the HFO, but you can't take that. You can't take Matt Hardy's stable seriously. I'm sorry. They've lost and won too much to like take that stable seriously. So other than Pinnacle, you really don't have a stable where it's like, and Dark Order can kind of tote that line based on the reactions that Malachi Black gets, where they can kind of be tweeners, even though they'll have hella heat that night if they really do turn on Hangman, because he's super over right now. So, which is why I'm surprised they pulled him out of the main event in the first place and replaced him with Christians. But it's neither here nor there. Maybe it's a bigger picture. They still could have did the same thing if he came up short, and they could have came out, kind of lifted him up only for Malachi Black to come out and attack him. I don't know. They could have been the way they ended all out. But one thing, a talking point, wasn't afraid from Dynamite, it was Max Caster's rap. Did you hear about that? Either one of y'all?
It was a line he was supposed to drop that was supposed to be offensive.
There was several offensive ones.
That Tony Khan was supposed to apologize for. I forgot.
He said, so his first 2 lines was caused the most controversy. He said the Acclaim kicking ass for miles make you claim mental health like Simone Biles. Yeah.
Damn.
That was one. And then number 2 was something about loss, about to teach these bitches like Duke Lacrosse. Yeah.
Do you know they canceling people? Why would you fuck?
Yeah. Hit Row, y'all got a spot open for Max Caster, Platinum Max?
I'm trying to he said that?
Yeah. And then his last line, he pulled the John Cena. You know how John Cena would be ready to cuss and like he get cut off? He was like, what's that smell? North Carolina. Oh wait, that's Julia's butt. Yeah.
And now I know why Tony Khan apologized.
I think he messed with that girl. She gonna snap on. Because every week they do something to her. Every week. Because they keep like teasing them facing the Varsity Blondes, and the best caster keeps saying stuff to her.
I think it's Varsity Blondes is 1, Acclaim 2, and Dark Order 3.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was, that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Layla Hirsch. She's the new number 1 contender to face Camille Brickhouse.
He was on WCW, and so was Camille Brickhouse.
There we go. All ties in. That's pretty much all I got from AEW. Yeah, well,
That's a WCW championship.
Boom.
Right.
Boom. Ill Will, bro. What you got?
With AEW, I was really into the Hoovy Jericho match because I ain't seen Hoovy wrestle since. Damn, I think the last time I saw a Hoovy match, I think was the Cruiserweight Battle Royal they did on like Eddie Guerrero's tribute show. Because somewhere in there, eventually he got released. I haven't seen him wrestle a match since then. I was like, what, 2005?
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, so even with all the missteps, it was just cool to watch it. MJF on commentary is always funny, no matter what. Him on the microphone is funny. Yeah. And I do want to piggyback off something you were saying earlier about the whole Wardlow and him being ref thing. Like that's a bit much. So that makes me think that they're about to do something like they're gonna find a way to swerve that in some way. I don't know what it is.
It's gonna be super hokey. They'll probably. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Like I was just thinking, like I don't know if they're gonna introduce somebody else to the whole feud to throw that match out, and he gets MJF at for the 5th labor or what, but it's something. I don't know. That announcement confused me.
It's gonna be something super hokey. They'll probably have like Sammy come out, and so like MJF will probably get knocked out somehow, and Sammy will probably come out and take his referee shirt or something. I mean, that's the only thing you could do at this point if he's the special guest referee, because he's not going to count the 3 or acknowledge a 4 little taps out, obviously. So it's got to be something like that.
Oh yeah, they're probably just like do it where like he'll have to like count using MJF's hand. So
yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Right, or maybe Sammy will grab MJF's hand and count to 3 or something. Who knows? But no, but they're supposed to be banned from ringside the rest of the inner circle. So I don't know how to do it. It's going to be something super hokey, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
To lead to that at all out.
Probably something weird.
And real quick, the Malachi Black Cody match. My biggest takeaway from that, in the promo, Malachi said the match was going to go exactly the way it went. I can't be mad at the outcome. I do think that the retirement thing is like an angle for his reality show, though. I don't think that's real. It's not like Cody sucks or anything, or he's so old. He's not even old, or I don't think he's wrestled enough that he should be considering retirement, unless, of course, it really is that he wants to step back and run AEW without looking like Jeff Jarrett Jr. That's cool. I don't know. No, those are my two biggest takeaways. Besides everything else you guys already said.
I think I agree with you on that Jeff Jarrett Jr. type thing, because I think he doesn't want to be from that label. I think he does want to take a step back and he's realizing, which is something that's very, very intelligent of him. He's realizing there's a change coming where AEW is no longer going to be that like unsigned hype underground type thing. Like it's going to be a thing where they're going to compete with WWE. They're going to end up competing with them. Let's move on to Impact. Right? Well, we kind of did Impact.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you. Let's move on to SmackDown. Let's go right to SmackDown. For me, I want WWE to start being definitive in how they're doing their characters, the way they are with Roman, and the way they are with like Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Where they like toe the line, but this is really who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Roman last night at the end of Friday night at the end of SmackDown, he was still Roman. You know, he was still Joe. But then he got serious, like he was like, hey, but keep my name out your goddamn mouth. And it was about to get real. And still bad guy, you know, Usos came out, beat Finn Balor's ass. Finn Balor beat their ass, of course. Fucking Usos. And then Finn was about to get Roman. Superman punch. Uso splash. It was a wrap or whatever, and they had Roman out there. And that's what's dope about what I like about the Bloodline and Roman all together. My thing is this: with Finn, are you doing Balor Club Finn or are you doing the Prince Finn? Because Prince Finn ain't going like that. Prince Finn ain't doing that shit. Like Prince Finn finna come back and fuck y'all up next week. Okay, Prince Finn, fucking that's Bullet Club. That's Bullet Club Prince. That's who that was. That's why that went over so well at NXT, because he'd already did it in New Japan. He was just a badass. He was a rock star. He didn't give a fuck about none of that other shit. He just do other shit. So if that's gonna be Prince Finn, then acknowledge him as the Prince. But like, they have this tweener thing where they're like trying to go back and forth between characters. At this point, it would be more interesting if it's tweener Finn versus heel Roman. If you give us Balor Club face Finn, we already know how it's gonna go. We already know how it's gonna go. The baby face never really gets over like that. And then also, I don't know why there's a championship contender match for the Intercontinental Championship. Either Shinsuke's the number one contender, that should be it. It's weird. I don't even know why we had that match. I feel like that was unnecessary, but it is what it is.
It was kind of obvious before the match was ever put together, but
why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? And then Bianca Belair was being feisty, which I like. Sasha was being a jerk, which I like. I love heel Sasha. Gotta say, I'm not angry at, what's her name? I can't forget her name right now. Selena Vega?
okay.
Yeah. I'm not angry with her for being in the role she's in. I feel like it's kind of undeserved because we really haven't got a chance to see what she could really do. But at the same time, WWE's women's roster at SmackDown is thin,
On the women's side, yeah.
lacking. So I get it. Like, you know, your top three in the WWE and SmackDown is Sasha, Bianca, and then you have like, who you gonna put there? Carmella? No, don't put Carmella. Crazy. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it is right now. But that's why that was my takeaway for SmackDown. What do you guys got? Go ahead, KG.
To answer your question, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Prince Finn because he kind of acknowledged, like, he's like, yeah, 3 years ago I would have just smiled when that happened and just went about my way type thing. But he already addressed John Cena, so I think that lets you know we're getting Prince. Basically said he got a bone to pick with Cena. So, which is funny because if Cena's around after SummerSlam, I wouldn't mind seeing that on pay-per-view. Like, I don't know where you put Roman at. I mean, but what Cena do the job 2 pay-per-views in a row? That's the thing.
Where is Big E? Where is Big E in all this?
Oh yeah, he came by Roman's locker room after that interview with Kayla and Paul Heyman, just like laughing and holding the briefcase.
He keep popping up on Paul Heyman during his promos.
Yeah. And he's like pointing at Roman's door and laughing.
And holding the briefcase, like, look,
Yeah.
He keep fucking with him, like, cause it's funny,
bro. Because how? Look, bro. If anybody can go, I believe those two could really go. I'm really looking forward because watching them on the Shield versus New Day match, those two were going. You know what I'm saying? Him and Roman were fucking going. I like the Seth and Edge dynamic too, and I'm excited about that. And I really hope that's a long ass promo. I really hope it is.
That was pretty funny. He called him Edge Light.
Who didn't see that coming? But I also noticed that damn near every Edge feud since he's come back, everybody gets some form of him. Yeah, because he calls Roman the same thing. So that's going to be his angle. You're like me, and so are you.
Except for DB, he caught that real heat. Called DB indie bookworm. What do you call him? An indie bookstore clerk.
He did.
Talk to Brian Daniel or something like that.
What the fuck, bro?
But SmackDown. I was thinking about something that a statement you made earlier about the character, like the way you do characters on SmackDown, aside from Roman. I actually think that like a little the whole what's that Alpha Academy, the Chad Gable Otis thing.
Yeah.
Like aside from the horrible haircut and shave job, I get it, and I just think that because it is them, it's not getting the attention that I guess it could. Like it's like because Chad Gable can wrestle too, so like is he his manager or is he his tag team partner? And they pushing Otis like this monster heel thing. Like Otis isn't that tall, he just all body now because he got rid of that gut. So him attacking people, he looks like baby Taz.
That's true. And he does look. He looks strong when he's doing it and athletic, but still, it just looks like baby Taz. You're right.
Mm-hmm. But again, because it's them, I don't think it's gonna get the attention or spotlight that I guess it could, especially when you're on a show like SmackDown, Roman Reigns, and really like Sami Zayn, Apollo. That's the mid card, and they struggling for TV time, really. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
I need Otis to grow his facial hair back.
I need immediately.
Because he and grow his hair back too, or one or the other. Because he out here looking like the fat dude in The Office.
That's fucked up. That's fucked.
Who ironically played like a pedophile on our SVU before. So I was
and when I was facial hair like a pedophile, see you just. That's correct. I agree, and whatever he can do. Hell, he can do the Carlos Boozer, goddamn it, just paint the shit in or something. I can't take.
Oh, this shit was dripping that one game. But back to wrestling. Go ahead. What you
I know, like, let's leave that alone.
All right, give me. All right. So look, I'm gonna go down the list of releases. Let me. Hold on, I got 1 second. I'm gonna go down to this list of releases. I'm gonna start from April 15th. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me show you this. 1 second. Alrighty, let's do this. Here we go. I had to pull it. All right. Now look, I am going to start from April 15th of this year. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Reason for me doing that is I kind of want to put perspective on this. So as of April 15th, it started where it was Wesley Blake, Bo Dallas, Kalisto, Tucker Knight, Chelsea Green, Mickie James, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, and then Samoa Joe, Steve Cutler, Lars Sullivan, who I totally forgot about. And that was in April. Before that, it was Andrade, which was March 21st. May 19th, Jessamyn Duke, Santana Garrett, Ruby Riott, Lana was in June 2nd, Buddy Murphy was June 2nd, Aleister Black was June 2nd, Braun Strowman was June 2nd, Ever Rise, which actually has a great podcast, by the way, shout out to them, were released June 25th. June 25th was also Aria Vidari, Tony Nese, who was actually pretty good, Arturo Ross, I have no idea who that guy is, Fandango, Tyler Breeze, the Bollywood Boys, Marina Shafir. Oh shit, she was released too. That's
Roderick Strong's wife.
That's his wife. Also August Gray, Kurt Stallion, Killian Dane, Bray Wyatt was July 31st. Just Bray Wyatt, gone, July 31st. August 3rd, Ric Flair. I mean, you know, he requested his release, and they granted early that August. So August 6th, to me, it's just like what the fuck is going on now? It is the following: Bobby Fish, founding member of Undisputed Era, Bronson Reed, who just won the NXT American Championship some time ago. Mercedes Martinez, who was in a whole package with Asian babe, can't think of her name. Sorry. Yep, Xia Li. Tyler Rust, who was actually in the Diamond Mine. Kona Reeves, the finest. Leon Ruff. Shout out to you, Leon Ruff. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Stephon Smith, Jake Atlas, Ari Sterling, Desmond Troy, Zachariah Smith, Asher Hale, Giant Zengineer. That's where we are thus far, and I don't think we're done. And I don't think we're done in the least bit. And the reason,
no, they're not. They already know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and like KG said, they're going to announce more in terms of releases. But I am seeing former tag champions, former champions, former women's champions, contenders, all these people that they can build around. And then I'm also seeing audio from Vince saying that he doesn't see AEW as competition, that he's changing his role in WWE. Did y'all see that too?
Mm-hmm.
And that Nick Khan was now promoted to president.
I think these cons must be like long distance relatives somehow.
Yeah, they are long distance. They're cousins. They're far.
Because this stuff isn't making sense. Bronson Reed was like just in the main event like 2 weeks ago of NXT.
Right, and even on Twitter, he was hyping himself up to be another member of the Bloodline, like a little idiosyncrasy type thing. You know, really being really chill about it. This is my thing, and then I'll let you guys go immediately after that. So they made Nick Khan president and chief revenue officer it was like 2020, August 5th, 2020. All right. For those that don't know, Nick Khan, I think he worked at one point with, what company was that? I'm trying to pull it up, bro. A second. I should have had this already. My bad. Oh shit, Nick Khan's from fucking Champagne. That's crazy. No, it's Tony Khan. So Nick Khan is a guy that is actually just known for getting companies back on track in terms of like when they're in the red or when they're off or when like the profits are down or whatever, but they're taking in more revenue. So Nick Khan is more so known for being one of the co-head of television and creative artist agency. He actually on a regular basis has been known to kind of fix a lot of things within companies where if their profits are not seeing what they want to see, he will immediately just go in and just start figuring things out, how to make more money, how to get them back in the red. He was on Fox Television, Comcast Corp. He was a practicing attorney. He was also with the SEC conference at one point, Top Rank Boxing, and negotiating billion-dollar deals with those guys as well. Here's my thing about Nick Khan. Nick Khan's job is not to give any of the WWE fans anything that they want. His job is to make sure that WWE's NASDAQ and trade prices are at their highest degree by the end of the year. He does not give a fuck about any wrestler in this motherfucker. Roman might be going tomorrow in this bitch. I'm dead serious. Like he don't, bro. Like he legit is just a guy that goes in and says that's too expensive. Take that out. That costs too money. Take that out. That guy doesn't deserve that much. Take him out. Literally, like that's what he's going to do, bro. There's literally no one's job is safe. Nobody. Maybe they might get rid of John Cena. We might not be able to see John Cena anymore. Okay.
Literally.
This shit's real. Like this shit's real.
You heard that? We won't be able to see John Cena anymore.
I've never seen the motherfucker.
Well,
it's hard to miss him with those bright colors.
What do you guys think the landscape of WWE is going to be now, and forever.
then now forever together. That was a bogus tagline.
Right. So
that dude's like Terry Crews and Everybody Hates Chris when he was like cheap. And he's like, we paying what? For what? We wasting this amount of money for what?
No, legit.
Oh,
that's who he is. That's what he does with companies.
I think it's just crazy that they actually are acting like a real sport too, though, because clearly they moved a lot of those contracts to re-sign Adam Cole. They better already have him signed to because that's gonna look bad. It looked bad either way, but basically that's what it looks like they're doing. And Tyler Rust, like you said, he's in Diamond Mine. He actually had some really good matches. I mean, it takes more. Granted, if you're a dime a dozen, because like I don't know what his promos were like. They obviously had Malcolm Bivens talking for him, but I'm like, oh, this dude was solid. Like, I would say in terms of like, if you look at the NXT roster, there's a hot take. I would say he might be one of the top 10 workers they had. Just from a little bit I saw of him. Like with the Tommaso Ciampa match, because I was like, who the fuck is this dude?
I agree with that.
I don't know. That was weird too, because now where do you go with that stable? You got two people now.
Yeah, you're down to two now. So
if he didn't get released, I don't even know his name.
Oh shit! Yeah, what is his name? Down.
What's his name?
I don't even
know.
Who's
talking about?
The Asian cat that's in Diamond Mine.
Oh, I know it. I just can't think of it right now. He didn't get released though, but I know who you're talking about. I can think of his name. If I see it, I know it though. But
I just think it's crazy with all these releases, how it's like you release all these people and clearly something's already wrong with the product in the first place. It's all these cost-cutting things apparently, but it's like Raw's borderline unwatchable most nights in the first place. So it's like, now you're going to make it even more unwatchable. You get rid of one of the... Because here's the thing, we knew Bray wouldn't live with too many 5-star matches. Ain't nobody looking for that.
No.
We cut on probably a handful of Bray's matches are probably better than 4-star, honestly. That's me being nice. But you need personalities. You gave this man's gimmick to Alexa Bliss. Not that she's not doing a great job with it, but it's like, how many times you going to like cut somebody's leg, basically? I mean, this dude arguably had the best gimmick twice. When he first debuted and he's in the rocking chair, down south Bray Wyatt, now in The Fiend. I didn't care for like Bray Wyatt during that whole thing because it was basically like a Mr. Rogers thing. Some of his segments were entertaining during the 5 Live Funhouse, but like it was a buzz around it. Like, dude was trending for how many days after SummerSlam in 2019? Then you bring in Skinny Leg Goldberg. It's like a thing with him around WrestleMania season. First KO. Then The Fiend. So every few years they do this to somebody. Like, I think that was premature, and maybe their thought process was, we're ready to put the title back on Roman. It'll go over better if Roman, before the pandemic, it'll go over better if Roman beats Goldberg than he beats The Fiend, because that would have been a complete shit show. In which case, you could have got this tribal chief thing. They didn't even have to do that. You could have kept it on Bray and then just did the double turn. Because Bray was the heel, obviously, is The Fiend. Just do the double turn and flip them into the tribal chief then. I mean, granted, it's hindsight's 2020, but that was the knee-jerk reaction to me. Because they actually had good chemistry, Bray and Roman.
They always have.
Yeah, their Hell in a Cell matches, that were one of the best Hell in a Cell matches that Roman's had. And that was with Bray.
These releases as a whole, if you look at the 2021 releases that have happened so far, and you put them next to the ones from 2020, for the record, the last 2 years in releases as a whole says a lot about how much they do and do not care anymore about making stars. They care about making money, but you can't make the money that you want if you don't make the stars of today. But what the fuck do I know? I just happen to watch wrestling. And that's what I think the last group, not like the one from Friday, but as far as like 2021, this last group of releases, I've seen a lot of stars, current and future, in this particular group that got released more than any time I've ever seen it. So if that's where money matters and all that other shit, how is it that you can find the money and the time trying to pay Goldberg or pay The Rock when you want to put that match together, or pay Cardi B to host SummerSlam because you know she not gonna do it for $1,000 or so for nobody. In Las Vegas, yeah. I mean, I just think they got their priorities in the wrong places.
And I agree with you because we don't know how the revenue system works. We're not saying, you know, that everything they're doing is wrong. This is just an opinion from some wrestling fans based off of what we think is the mode. Because if you can afford to buy out Reliant Stadium or buy out the stadium in Las Vegas for SummerSlam, and you're doing all this, I feel like these are knee-jerk reactions to a short-term. So like these are short-term solutions for a long-term problem, and that's not what's going to do it. Because NXT was your underground show, and you had your staple and your small amount of talent that you had. Bronson Reed was a part of that big man staple because you don't have any big man in NXT besides Walt, probably dude from Hit Row, Top Dollar. And that might be about it. Like that might be about it. Bronson Reed was your athletic big man that could go. He had great matches. He had matches with Johnny Gargano. The match that he had done previously to even get in the tournament. All his matches were good quality matches, and he was starting to get over with the fans. Whether you didn't like his look, whether you didn't like his makeup, we backed him and we supported him. Like we backed him. Like that was somebody that you could have potentially put in the bloodline. Kiwi bloodline down there, you know what I'm saying? Put something together because he wanted to do it. You also got rid of Bobby Fish, who honestly is your, if I could use like a WCW reference, Bobby Fish is your hard worker. He's your Eddie Guerrero when Eddie Guerrero was like wearing a mullet and was just out here just wrestling anybody and everybody on Saturdays and kicking ass. Like that's who Bobby Fish is. Bobby Fish is the guy that's going to give you a good match every time. Every time, no matter who it is, Bobby Fish can give you a good match. He can cut promos too. He's good. He was good at that as well. Tyler Russ was a good worker as well. And believe me, I don't think we saw the best of Tyler Russ because he only had limited opportunity. But when we just saw him, he was great. But these things you're cutting now, you're cutting these guys' salaries based off the fact that you're saying, well, how many and I really don't think this is the process, but I feel like this is what they're doing. How many times has he wrestled? Doesn't wrestle enough. Cut it. Because they weren't using Bronson Reed for a while. Like he wasn't on TV for a while. And just
well, they were supposed to be calling him up to the main roster. That's what's so funny about it. Because he was doing trial, he was doing dark matches on the main roster, same week as Karrion Kross was doing them.
And that brings to
there's a few guys on that list that got cut that you could tell that they would have got a chance to go to the main roster, but I think it goes back to that money thing. You got to put them up there and then pay them. I guess you got to see like if it's worth it because Bronson Reed should have went to the main roster. Like he definitely should have. Mercedes Martinez, didn't she just have a feud for the NXT Women's Championship against Raquel Gonzalez, and then she did like a rubber feud with Xia Li, and
she was next. She was supposed to be next because that Xia Li thing wasn't supposed to last for more than a month and a half, and then thereafter it was supposed to be her and Mercedes Martinez or whatever. Right, smack dab, probably last Survivor Series somewhere in.
You gonna talk about somebody that got screwed? I think she got screwed. Like she didn't get to properly debut on the main roster because she got shoved into Retribution, and let's just not ever talk about Retribution.
Shut it down.
Yeah, just
sorry.
They shut that down, then they shut the whole group down. Now she's back in NXT doing what she was doing, and then she got released. Like if you look at how that timeline went, she never got a fair chance. It's gonna be if you really look at that list, it's a few people with that kind of story.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's like it's almost like they're making moves for somebody that we're not like I don't know who's out there, but unless they like got like somebody else coming in, and you know, you like I said in sports where you just move a bunch of people out, release people, and make roster cuts, and trade people, this, that, and the other to bring somebody else in. Like, I don't know who's out there though, because I don't know people's contract situations. Unless another Will's on his way to NXT. Nah, he's not. NJPW probably got him locked up, and he ain't going to NXT.
Yeah, Will Ospreay not going to NXT.
I'm just thinking, like, with all these main roster NXT moves, like, is somebody out there that I don't know about? Like,
well,
because Brock's technically still a free agent, so that's gonna cost obviously to bring him back. As much as like people moan and groan at times about him, so he still has value. He's still a box office draw. So
I dare say, if you look at how they did all this, do they have enough to pay Brock Lesnar?
I mean, I would think they do because Braun's contract was pretty big. That's why. So basically, I heard they released Braun to re-sign him. If he does, I'm like, if I was him, I'm like, screw y'all, I'll go to AEW then. Because he gonna get something similar, but like if he gonna take a pay cut, why would you go back to the company that released you to take a pay cut?
But my thing is if you're doing it that way for like a pay cut, and again, I don't know how it works, so I'm not saying it. Well, then why not just be like tender? You know what I'm saying? Released by like tender or whatever. That way, you know.
Yeah.
Because Braun is living his life right now. He really ain't making like a really major decision about what he wants to do. My thing is this: with all these releases, if, for example, if Bronson Reed shows up SummerSlam and fucks John Cena up, are we gonna be mad and be surprised about it? No, we might be happy to later see him. You know, that'd be nice. That'd be cool. But I don't see it happening that way. You know what I mean? Like I don't really see it happening that way. Like especially with Vince changing his position and really changing the dynamic of the landscape of WWE with Nick Khan as a head. I feel like Triple H is like, yo, you guys are like really trying to fuck me up right now. Like, what the fuck? I know I got Johnny Gargano. I know I got Tommaso Ciampa. You know what I'm saying? I know I got some good singles guys, but Jesus Christ, yo, like, what do you want me? Because ain't nobody, to be real with you, my opinion, people are getting like these indie contracts and like, I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm not gonna go to fucking NXT. Fuck that. Especially anybody from Japan, anybody from like New Japan, PWG guys. No, hell no. No one wants to go no more. No one wants to go anymore because it's like when they see some of their cohorts and companions and some of these guys they really like wrestle with, to work with, they're like, if they cut him like that, I'm fucking next. I'm not gonna go to that shit. It's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that some of these releases are things where like some of these guys are brought up in different capacities. Like I'm really hoping that that's where it is, but I don't see it that way. I don't see Bronson Reed coming back. Like it'd be nice if he came back and was part of the bloodline. That would be fucking awesome. I don't really see them using Tyler Rust like American Alpha. Like I don't see that type of shit. But like, you know, if they're restructuring contracts to be able to make room for others, cool. I don't know if they're like doing anything crazy. Like I don't know if they're gonna go get like Jay White or some of these other guys, but I know who is gonna go get these guys. I know Cody's on the phone right now, like salivating, like, oh, when these 90 days are up. When these 90 days are up. It's gonna be something that, because honestly, I think what'll most likely happen, this is me doing a random hot take. Hangman leaves. Hangman no longer is associated with Dark Order. We don't hear from Dark Order for probably a month and a half. They get like a little upward from now and then. And then Dark Order says, we need to go back to who we were. Go back to doing things the way we used to do them. And all of a sudden, Eric Redbeard and Bray Wyatt show up out of nowhere as the new leaders of the Dark Order.
Yeah, they keep saying they don't want anybody to replace Brody, but ultimately it's not. I don't think any of them have the creative control to say, like, because I know Colt works on the production backstage, so that's going to be interesting too when Punk shows up. Because I heard he's like a producer. I'm telling you, I think Malachi Black, like what he said makes more just much sense. What are you saying, Will? Though
I got a better way that you could book that. like Bray Wyatt and Eric Redbeard joining Dark Order, I got a way better way to book that. You have them disappear after they disassociate with Hangman Page. Hangman goes and wins the belt. Then the lights go off, and -1 is in the ring. And then he points behind him, and Bray's behind him. That's how you do it.
No, that's fire.
That's how you do it.
That's fire.
That's how you do it.
What if you do it like? Okay, hold on. Okay, oh shit. Okay. You got
Then after Bray attack him, everybody on the stage, and they do the pose. I love that pose.
What if? Okay, so what if you guys know who Brody Lee is? Brody Lee, the guy in PWG, the tatted big chunky tatted guy. All right. Now you probably see him in AEW because Malachi Black, who's really moniker was Tommy End, was at PWG when Brody Lee was actually wrestling at one point, and he came back. So I might be saying his name wrong too. What if you do it like this? Hangman retires Cody in some shape, fashion, or form, just like for a brief moment. Hangman comes out, defends him, and one by one, Malachi Black takes out each member of Dark Order, one by one, like just slowly, methodically, or whatever. And then Hangman eventually gets mad. They have a match, blah, blah, blah. And then Hangman is losing said match. Dark Order runs out, tries to help Hangman or whatever, but they can't because now they're under the spell of Malachi Black, and Malachi Black now owns Dark Order. He's the leader of Dark Order, right? Now, he wants the belt from either Miro or Kenny Omega, right? He wants it. He's got to have it. Got to have it. And at some point, he like alienates Dark Order. They go into this whole thing, and then the match against Miro, who, by the way, is a great champion, by the way, and I like his new gimmick as God's favorite champion. That's pretty fucking genius. Anyway, let's say he beats Miro. Lights go out. And it's just like a Bray laugh, like a typical Bray laugh out of nowhere or whatever. And then all of a sudden, probably towards the end, you get like Malachi Black versus, I don't know, Bray's Riot's new name, Ray Tyatt. I don't know. Some dude has fucking name.
He just come back as Rotunda, and that just be it.
Rotunda, whatever. And then you get Braun, Eric Redbeard, do head to Dark Order.
That'll be dope. It's the only way to go with that. To me,
it has to go that way. Like I think your way is a bit better though. But it has to go that exact way where it's got to be. I don't want him coming back as Huggy, whatever his name was.
Husky Harris.
Harris.
He's never coming back.
I don't want that guy ever come back. He's
never coming back.
I want fear. I want something really, really good.
You call that man Huggy.
You didn't call him Huggy?
Husky Harris, whatever the fuck his name was.
You don't call him. First, I thought you were gonna call him Huggy Bear or something. I was like, whoa.
I don't want that. Harris. I want Bray Wyatt prime. I want like prime Rotunda when he was like in the middle of that 6-man tag match and just doing crazy ass just. That's the one I want.
I want him to come back with the Otis build, no stomach, stupid beard. He cut his dreads, and he like, I'm here now, and he got a new move and everything. Like,
I want him fucked up. Like I want him like fucked up, like really like fucked up, like doing shit that like.
I want him to look depressed in his face. Like I want that to be his gimmick. Like I'm fucked up, and I'm gonna fuck y'all up.
I want him stressed out. Like I want him like last dollar stressed out.
Not exactly Baron Corbin. Like, be angry at people because you broke, not sad and begging because you broke.
My GoFundMe is almost at $50,000.
For real?
Yeah, his GoFundMe is almost at $50,000.
Man, that's where all those releases came from.
People out here just putting money towards it to do it.
Nah, that's the there's WWE putting money towards from them releases towards it. They're that committed to that storyline, I guess.
Goddamn release fund.
Right.
Oh,
Everybody getting a $50 pack on the way out the door.
Because bro, like this shit getting mad. Like to me, this shit getting mad scary because it's like the way they're releasing some of these guys. Like these guys would have a pot to piss in or like legs to stand on. Like,
yeah, no, that's bad.
you don't know who they're gonna build with. Like who? Like because with WWE, you always have cornerstones. You know what I mean? Like SmackDown has Seth and Roman. Raw has, you know, Drew
and Bobby.
NXT has Johnny and Tommaso, and then they had Adam Cole right there wedged in between them. And if he's
cool Kyle.
Yep. And then if he's gone,
I got a feeling if they're not done releasing people, he's next.
Who?
I got Kyle O'Reilly. And I know they're not gonna re-sign P. Dunne.
If Kyle's gone, something not right. He's cooking. Like, yeah. I'm not saying you wrong because I didn't see Bray Wyatt coming from a mile away. So anything's possible, you know. But if they release Kyle O'Reilly, something wrong.
I didn't even see them.
I mean, something already wrong.
Well, no, we already know something wrong. I said the Bray Wyatt and Aleister Black. I think the most heated I was, honestly, was for Ruby Riott. I didn't say the most heated. She was one of like the top 5. I was just like, why?
She about to make some good ass money in AEW because she about to have some good ass match with Britt Baker. She about to teach that women's roster how to really wrestle because Ruby Soho now, is actually a really quality ass wrestler. Like she could really fucking go. So I'm really excited.
No disrespect to nobody on AEW's women's roster, but she's gonna come in as the best wrestler on that roster the moment she gets signed. And that's no disrespect to Britt Baker or anybody else that's there, but Ruby was a good wrestler who got put in the stable and not pushed right.
Well, I would say y'all can go with there. There's 2 on the roster that can go with there because she's officially signed, Thunder and Serena.
Yeah.
I think.
But I still see what you're saying, like, because Ruby kind of got hindered that time. What are you saying, Joe?
For me, people forget that Ruby Riott was in that match where it was like Ty Dillinger when they faced Sanity, and she and fucking Nikki Cross tore it up that match. They were the highlights of that match at NXT. It was like one of the starts of NXT Takeover. It was like Ty Dillinger, Cassius Ohno. Ruby Riott and
wow.
Yeah, and then they were against Sanity or whatever when they had Eric Young, Killian Dane, Nikki Cross or whatever, and her and Nikki Cross tore it up for like 5 minutes. They were kicking ass for 5 minutes. So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, Ruby Riott, I was excited about Ruby. I thought she was gonna be. I was looking forward to the match with her and Asuka. I was looking forward to matches with her and like potential 4 horsewomen, and it was like it always fell flat because like they wouldn't let her shine or some shit, and it was stupid. But I think going in, her matches with the match that I want to see her against first is Thunder Rosa.
Yeah,
because I think that match is going to go over really well. It is now time for a golden shovel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not familiar with how the Hot Take Podcast does this, what we do is called a golden shovel, where we are going to bury someone. And when I say bury, we're going to bury them. We're going to show their picture, we're going to show their address and their social security number, and we're really going to bury them. We're going to fuck their life. That's how we're doing this. At this point, though, does anybody want to go first with someone in wrestling that they would like to bury? Just totally get rid of. Give them this golden shovel. Like, this is yours. You earned this award.
Whew.
Anybody.
Oh, I'll go first.
Go ahead, my good man.
I'll definitely go first. I want to give this big, golden, sparkling, shiny, rusty, old shovel To someone who's gold, shiny, rusty, and old, Bill fucking Goldberg. Here's why. We're once again being given a match we never asked for. Just to line his pockets. To extend a legacy that to me ended the moment he got a Hall of Fame induction, period. I feel like if his Undertaker match didn't show anybody anything, his wrestling days are far behind him. There's no reason he's in any form of a main event slot for the biggest wrestling promotion in the world at his age. I don't give a damn what he says about his age. I'll be 105, I'll still be Goldberg, and you'll still be fucking old. You have to stop. There are people who are getting fired who never got opportunities that they keep giving you. And let's go there. You never was a good wrestler. You're not a match tactician. You're not a guy who can carry a match. They keep paying you because you have a nice entrance and the spectacle of the way they booked you in WCW, which has obviously passed us. They're still harping on it. Like there's this nostalgia thing about Goldberg that I'll never understand. You're the answer to Stone Cold Steve Austin in WCW. It is 2021. WCW's dead. Austin can't wrestle anymore. Take a fucking hint. Give the shot to somebody else. It'll warm my heart if this is an angle where in Goldberg's entrance, someone attacks him and takes his shot. It might not happen though. That's high hopes. That's better booking than they've done in the last 2 years. But again, I just want someone to like drop Goldberg on his head, like how he did the Undertaker at Crown Jewel. However, that's not saying I hope he gets injured. I'm not even hoping that he dies or anything. Just, I don't know. Stop. Take the wrong turn for the arena on the way there. Get put on for a DUI.
It's Jimmy Uso's gimmick.
Do that. that. Damn it, Kenny. We know that's nobody's bitch's gimmick. He needs to put his bottle down and spend more time with his wife. Anyway, I'm going to end this statement with saying this. If Goldberg gets off more than 3 moves against Bobby Lashley, I'll turn SummerSlam off. He's going to spear him. We know that. He's going to kick it. He's going to put off a jackhammer. Bobby's going to kick out. And if Bobby will whoop his ass and make him tap or pass out to like the Hurt Lock, I'm not going to be a believer in wrestling anymore. This is an old ass man. He shouldn't have beat The Fiend ever. He shouldn't have had a match with Undertaker at that age. I'm going to keep talking about that accident. But yeah, I'm going to definitely give that shovel to Goldberg right after I dump like 8 feet worth of gold and pissed on dirt on top of him.
Let's go his shovel, ladies and gentlemen. KG, who you got?
I'm trying to be nice this week. I'll punt to you. I'll go last. Let me think of somebody.
Being nice.
I think my golden shovel this week is okay. My golden shovel is going to Juventud Guerrera. I'm sorry. I couldn't let him walk away with it. I couldn't let him do it. I couldn't let him have it. I'm sorry. He's Juventud. He's Juventud Guerrera. I'm sorry, bro.
The smoothie.
Right. The smoothie, bro. Come on, bro. Like, listen, like, look. I know you did like a week's worth of prep. Like, I know for a fact. I know for a fact you lied to them and told them you were in the best shape of your life, and you felt like you were good, and you felt like you could move. Boy, when you walked out in that entrance and you was out there breathing heavy after that rap, oh, Juice ain't the juice no more. He dried up. That juice dried up. That juice is spoiled. Okay, that juice.
Call him the big gulp.
That's that big.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know it was really him until he took the cake thing off, and I saw his little star tattoos. That he
Right,
had.
that's how I realized it was. I was like, damn.
Like, damn, that really is you.
That's fucking Hoovy. Shit. God, that is damn Hoovy. What happened, bro?
Uncle Juice.
Bro, because when he walked, like, listen, Hugo Guerrero is probably one of the best luchadors ever in the history of history. Okay, in WCW, he really him, Ray, La Parka, Psychosis, Ultimo Dragon. They made good money. Eddie Guerrero, all those guys. But damn, Hoovy, like the fall off is real. Jesus, bro. Like you saw Hoovy run out, and then the camera panned off and panned back to him. Hoovy. Oh shit. And because Hoovy was tired, bro. Hoovy was tired. We didn't even get a 450 splash. Did y'all realize that did he do one? No, he did a Hoovy drop. That was it, right?
He did a Hoovy driving.
Yeah, we didn't get no 450 splash, no Hoovy juice, nothing. Not a thing. Hoovy lied to them folks. And for that, Hoovy, I'm calling you out. Okay, you a liar. All right. Now you lied to them, told you was ready. He was in great shape. You lied. We saw that shit. Okay. Now look, Jericho got a dad bod, but goddamn, Hoovy, like you look like you was actually gonna come out there and do shit, and you let us down. Okay. You wrestled like a big gulp Slurpee. It was terrible. All right. KG, what you got?
Just yeah, I don't think I got one this week, man. If somebody want to toss a name, and I can just like try to go on a rant.
Toss a name? Golden Shovel worthy?
You can go with Calvin or Nick Khan. Pick one. It's all up to
You
you.
could pick a Khan. You could pick anybody in the office that's not Hunter right now.
Let's go with anybody in WWE's offices right now.
Jinder Mahal.
I would pick Triple H if I were you, just because I'm like, where are your balls at, Triple H? Come on.
Reggie.
Anybody will do, bro. Anybody will do. Oh, and I didn't get to do it earlier. I'm gonna do it now. Hey, GCW, Golden Shovel goes to you. Why the fuck? You tell me right now. How did Nick Gage lose a death match to fucking Matt Cardona? Tell me how he did it. Show me the footage. I want to know. Nick Gage, the king of the death match, lost to Matt Cardona for the GCW championship in the death match. That really happened. That's real shit. That's real life shit that happened.
Yeah, that happened. And if you look at it in a 2 to 3 week span, he lost to Zack Ryder and Chris Jericho at his match.
His match. And listen, Nick Gage ain't the best wrestler in the world. We saw that. Okay, we know that. But that's a death match. Death match is not his thing.
New Jack would never let anybody that looks like them beat him in a match like that.
But New Jack was always on coke though, so we should.
He definitely did the coke.
New Jack was on dark side of wrestling. It was like, nigga, I'm high right now. Like
That's the best dark side of the ring that's out. You want entertainment?
You want entertainment?
Drink some whiskey and watch that.
Watch the logic of this man when he said why he jumped off the table with what's his name from ECW. What the logic of it was? Well, shit, we were already up there, and he said he was gonna do it, so I pulled his ass down and we jumped. The nigga New Jack got head contusions, concussions, blood on the brain from jumping off that shit. The dude who was of a sound mind and sound body was like, New Jack, this is a bad idea. Let's just do a different bump. We'll do something else. Fuck that. We're here. I said, no. So I pushed him, grabbed him, jumped. And I hit my head, but we had to keep going. Nigga, New Jack, that was 19 feet worth of a fall. That's 2 stories, my guy. You just plummeted. All right, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. No Golden Shovel.
I got one.
We got.
I wish I.
Well, I'm gonna take Kenny's golden shovel.
This is the first.
His golden shovel to Goldberg, because you need to. God damn it! I'm gonna use Kenny's shovel to bury you with that one. In fact, I'm taking Kenny's shovel to stick in the ground on top of the damn dirt that I use with my shovel. Like, that's where you need to be at.
Goldberg is getting buried 16 feet.
Yeah, actually, I am going to give it to Goldberg, matter of fact, real quick. Yeah, because no one asked for this match, as Will said earlier. There's numerous people they could have gone with. Even though maybe they didn't want to save this for down the line, we could have got Big E cashing his money on the bank on Bobby Lashley or something. Yeah, even though like most people do like a surprise cash in, still was like it's better than this. And even if he told him ahead of time, I'm cashing in on you. I can't deal with Goldberg. This dude is winded by the time he gets to the ring. Like all the energy he spends kicking through the flame or through the sparkles or whatever.
He kicks his own ass.
Kick and notice the kick ain't never quite right. Like he always loses balance. Like he never just kicked and put his foot down gracefully. Like he kicked and I kicked too hard, might fall.
He headbutts a door before he comes out of the locker room. He's already bugged. Like, oh god, it's beer in his Gatorade bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the golden shovel to whoever decided to put that. We already know who it was, Calvin. So he gets the golden shovel too.
Everybody got two golden shovels this week. I got Nick Gage and Matt Cardona and Uzi.
Because we know it's not gonna be the main event, but like, why would possess somebody to be like, "Yo, we need Goldberg in this spot"? Like, no. Like you already know Cena and Reigns are gonna sell out enough. Like we already know that.
Yeah, that's
like that match alone could arguably sell out the arena.
That'll be done. I'm gonna rewatch.
So why are we getting Goldberg?
I'm watching SummerSlam while I'm at my gig. Like while I'm singing and doing weddings and shit, I'm watching SummerSlam. Like I'm putting that on the phone, sitting there, I'm focusing. I'm doing both. I can't do this shit. Anyway, this wraps up another episode on the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast, man. This was an amazing episode. This will be out at all your streaming networks. This will be on there for Anchor Radio, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, all the above, man. Also, this will be out on the YouTubes. That's right, taking advantage of the YouTubes. Shouts out to all the other podcasts from it, Collection Wrestling, Dirty Heels. Also, we got some interviews coming up. It's going to be pretty cool. We got Amy Crimson coming up next with some of these interviews as well. Also, this is going to pan off into a WCW, which is going to be a separate video altogether. And then we're going to be saluting those wonderful women as well. So stick around for more. But other than that, though, guys, say them goodbyes. Does anybody want anything special at the end? What theme song should be at the end of this? Anybody. Bueller.
Undisputed Era for the good old times.
Good time for Undisputed Era for Bobby Fish.
For Bobby Fish, for sure.
Bobby Fish. All right. You guys
how much fish could Bobby Fish catch? Bobby Fish could catch fish or whatever it was. Riddle said.
Riddle said that.
How much fish
could Bobby catch fish if Bobby could catch? That seemed to fuck me up.
All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. Y'all take care.
Acknowledge me.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. The Hot Take Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by the NMG Network, a division of NMG Enterprises, LLC.